Welcome, noble observers of human dynamics and seekers of truths that hide beneath polished smiles and carefully staged frames. Welcome once more to your refuge of exclusive reading and whispered revelations. You are in the living heart of Whispers of Turkish Stars, where we follow the tiniest tremors the industry pretends not to feel and translate silence into stories. Our era is a roaring arena, a place of relentless self-display where attention is auctioned to the highest bidder and privacy is treated like an antique curiosity. Yet two figures, graceful and unflinching, have stepped off the carousel and chosen a rarer currency, elegant discretion. We are speaking, of course, of Gökberk Yıldırım and Cemre Arda. While the crowd chases spotlights like fireflies, they have dimmed the room, laced their fingers beneath the table, and let measured pauses play the lead. No overexposed selfies, no stray confessions, no impulsive live streams. Just carefully placed clues, brief glances, and the precise choreography of people who know that timing is power and scarcity is gold. Before we peel back the velvet curtain on what many insiders quietly call their master plan, let's strengthen our bond. Subscribe to Whispers of Turkish Stars so you never miss a beat, tap the bell to be the first to read the ripples, and if our way of decoding the stars' strategies speaks to your intuition, leave a like. Those who want to sit in our inner circle can hit join and become the heartbeat behind the channel. Settle in, we are about to map the invisible. What seemed to casual onlookers like mere professional distance has begun to reveal itself as the loaded calm before a beautifully arranged storm. The long, deliberate hush from both camps didn't stop the murmurs, it tuned them. Despite months of speculation about the state of their bond and whispers about unspoken deals, the most consistent and stubborn rumor says this: communication between Gökberk and Cemre never went silent. Away from flashing lenses, a steady conversation took root, thoughtful, disciplined, meticulously weighed. From the feverish heat of last summer onward, the two are said to have aligned calendars with the crisp precision of watchmakers, sliding meetings into place not by luck, but by design, clearing a shared space ahead. No chaos, no scramble, just a purposeful rhythm, a quiet synchrony. Pages torn from an unseen diary have drifted into the hands of those who know how to read them. According to these scattered notes, the pair has drawn a long-term plan that dissolves the barrier between private feelings and public faces, turning both into the rails of a single journey. It isn't a dreamy vow or a soft-focus fantasy. It is a route with markers and margins, with pit stops and exit ramps, with room to breathe and room to pivot. Imagine a story told in movements, a clever prologue, a slow-burning rise, and a curtain-lifting reveal that will tug the whole market into its wake. Those who have glimpsed the blueprint say the first act points decisively beyond national borders. Think about the international threads Gökberk has woven through patient years, introductions nurtured and revisited, rooms entered quietly and left with echoes that remain. Think about Cemre's expanding orbit with global brands keen on grace that translates across languages. These two vectors don't meet in coincidence, they meet in ambition. We are not talking about a cozy holiday or furtive weekends in borrowed sunshine. This looks like a coordinated push into a broader arena, a high-level alliance of image, craft, and choice. They are said to have studied the global stage with a sweeping gaze, listing targets not just in fame, but in quality control, artistic latitude, narrative ownership, and the rarest prize of all, deciding where and how they show up. Beloved friends of Whispers of Turkish Stars, you who watch with hawk eyes and listen for the tremble beneath the base, tell me, did you notice the breadcrumbs? The overlaps have been there for those willing to lean closer. In recent weeks, their posts have hummed to the same rhythm, timestamps ricocheting across similar hours, locations hinting with sly symmetry. Photos framed by eerily familiar backdrops, appearances threaded through mutual friends, and those sly digital nudges. The kind that feel like code disguised as banter. Daylight messages hidden in plain sight, asking the audience not for patience, but for decoding. Have you cracked it? The comments are calling for your wildest maps and most daring theories, because sometimes the truest answer arrives dressed as speculation. Rumors spread because they want to be believed, and this one wants everything. This, they say, is not a random alignment, it is the overture before the crescendo. Neither Gökberk nor Cemre has offered a clean, tidy statement, they have held to a vow of near-sacred quiet. But the buzz has become its own kind of announcement. Is there a new project looming? A single decision that could reroute the current? The idea that their electric past synergy might bloom again in a shared artistic space rides the feed like a rumor that forgot it was unconfirmed. A voice close to the situation confided with striking confidence. This time the plans are deeper, clearer, and built to last. Why rush when certainty stands so close? They know what they want, where they're going, and what they refuse to compromise. That same voice let slip the detail that caught everyone's breath: the prep is done, the countdown is real. In the private corners where reputations begin, analysts debate a single point with near obsession. There is said to be a date circled in red, protected on both calendars with the fervor of a secret handshake. That window appears to dovetail with new brand launches associated with Cemre, and the dawn of a fresh slate of commitments for Gökberk. The message beneath the timing is unmistakable: randomness has been shown the door. Every step has the polish of something rehearsed in good time and executed with calm. Now comes the rumor that electrifies both fans and skeptics. The possibility of Gökberk Yıldırım and Cemre Arda reuniting inside the same drama. There is no publicly teased script, no inked contract flaunted for headlines. But both have carved out neat, accommodating pockets in their schedules, and that alone has poured fuel onto the theory. Producers who understand the alchemy of names are said to be waiting, patient and sharp, ready to slide across an offer with a number written to hush arguments. Those who have watched these two grow say they stand steadier now, less dazzled by instant gratification, more committed to balance, the serene kind that lets emotion and ambition hold hands without pulling each other off the path. Which brings us to the question that hums in every group chat and under every clip teaser: are we at the point of no return? Journalists keep their engines warm. Fan pages sit poised like sprinters at the blocks. The most persistent prediction places an announcement before the year size closed or just as the news cycle inhales. That phrase, "preparations are complete," has behaved like a spark in dry grass, spreading fast, refusing to be stamped out. And there is another murmur threading the underground: the plan, whatever its shape, is not just for the two of them alone. Insiders swear that immediate family and a few trusted friends have already received a cryptic directive. Prepare for unexpected surprises. Not pack a bag, not mark a weekend, but prepare. That word implies a horizon bigger than a break or a cameo. It hints at a choice that redraws the map, a move that recasts daily life. The seriousness, say observers, is legible in the way every piece has been sheathed in velvet and moved into place with soft hands. They are not building a moment. They are building a structure. Image specialists reading the air say one area stands out as particularly disciplined. The press strategy. Reports from within the labyrinth suggest a cloak of secrecy so tight it squeaks. Travel conducted away from the usual corridors, quiet flights, remote meeting spots, last-minute schedule pivots designed not to confuse the faithful, but to keep hunters guessing. Irony has a favorite joke: secrecy feeds hunger. The less they give, the louder the appetite. And so attention stretches across not only studios and agencies, but boardrooms. Because if you think this is about art alone, think again. Advertising windows creak open. International houses test the waters. Brands court the idea of a tandem appearance, knowing that 1 + 1, in the right light, makes something larger than 2. Some in the know insist that details already live on paper, that the last brushstrokes are being added to a canvas we can almost see. The image, draped in backlit, shows its edges and colors through the fabric. We recognize the outline without being allowed to lift the cover. But we will be here when the knot is untied and the cloth falls. So what do you want from that moment? A set of vows whispered in a soft-lit sanctuary? A series that threads tension and tenderness into appointment viewing? A business venture that lets them own their names rather than rent them? Reality has a way of bowing to the right momentum. Put your predictions below. The chorus of fans has a history of foretelling the headline months before the press release dares. Your comments are not noise here, they are compasses. Thank you for walking with us through the architecture of a silence that roars. If this journey stirred your curiosity, show it some love with a like, subscribe to Whispers of Turkish Stars, and consider joining the channel to fuel the stories that begin where the spotlight ends. Until the curtain stirs and the long-kept date arrives, carry this with you: in a world addicted to shouting, the loudest sound is often the quiet between two people who know exactly what they're doing. And if you are still wondering whether the trail of signs is coincidence or choreography, trace the timing again. The summer crossings that didn't feel random. The mirrored horizons in separate frames. The friends who appeared at parties you'd swear were continents apart, and yet the decor told on them, the same flowers, the same cut of a glass, the same slant of late sun. Watch how their captions flirt with the double meaning, how a single word carries two destinations. The language has been there, polite enough to be denied, daring enough to be found. Even their refusals to comment feel like comments staged for those who understand restraint. There are whispers that when the red circle date lands, it won't just be a teaser. It will be an unveiling with the confidence of finished work. Perhaps a first look reel that moves like a heartbeat, steady, then racing. Perhaps a campaign that crowns Cemre's new global tie-ins with a narrative arrow pointing directly at Gökberk's forthcoming roles. The smartest moves are the ones that make each piece stronger. If they step out together, they do not merely meet expectations, they set them. If they choose separate lanes that appear side by side, the tension becomes a bridge. Either way, the strategy reads the same: control the frame, then become the frame. For now, the door stays closed. The doorknob, however, turns in almost imperceptible degrees. Those holding their breath should pace themselves. Anticipation is a marathon with a sprinter's finish. When the final emails reach the right inboxes and the hush transitions into a script, a set, a stage, remember these months. Remember how silence became a language and patience became proof. Whether we witness a shared story on screen, a partnership in business, or a private promise made public with elegant finality, the groundwork has long been laid in unlit rooms. And when the light comes on, you won't be surprised, you'll be satisfied. We will be here, front row, hearts steady, fingers ready to catch what falls. We will be here when the veil lifts and the plan steps forward to take a bow. And when that day arrives, the applause will not just be for what is shown, but for how it was prepared, with grace, discipline, and mastery of the most underrated tool in show business, the art of saying nothing until you can say everything. Until then, dear confidants of Whispers of Turkish Stars, keep your notifications on and your intuition sharp. The countdown is real. The signals are aligned. And somewhere behind the curtain, two names, Gökberk Yıldırım and Cemre Arda, are breathing in, ready to exhale a chapter that might just redraw the map for both of them.